Senpai with the cEDH to tEDH mini series. We just got back from Royal Rumble. It was very fun. Met a lot of fun new people. Had some pretty good games. Middle of the road, kind of not high, not low. Redemption event was a lot better than the main event, for me at least. We got some good trades in. Our content's supposed to be on Mulligans. It's a very complex topic. Basically, Mulligans are dependent on your type of deck, how deep you can get into your deck, and what you're mulliganing for. I guess the ideology is, are you mulliganing to win the game, or are you trying to mulligan to stop somebody else, or are you just trying to set yourself up so that you have engines and progression? I tend to keep hands that have more on the mana side. So if I have a deck that can draw cards pretty quickly, I like to get mana. And then obviously interaction and engines. Engines can be like Rhystic Studies, Fishes, Smothering Tides, Cabbage Merchants. We're getting a lot of engines nowadays. It also just depends on your position, because seat 1 you can keep a slightly slower hand if you have like a fish, opposed to seat 4, where if you do get a fish, it's not the end all to be all. It's not like the worst, but if you tap out to play your fish, the mathematical probability of you pulling interaction off the fish to stop a win attempt is pretty minuscule. You get 1 free mulligan, so you get 7 cards. So 7 cards to look at. If you don't like it, then you get to look at your second 7. Now at that point, even if you go down to 6, so this is where the funny part is. Even if you go down to 6, and then you draw 1 for your turn, you have 7 again. So you're potentially not losing much going to 6. Anything lower than 6 becomes a D grade. Like it just gets worse and worse. Once you get down to this 5, now you're only going to get 1 more on the draw. That's going to be crazy. You're going to feel like you're losing out. But sometimes you just don't have an option. Again, if you see a seat 1, a Tali or a Rogsai, and you're seat 3, potentially you want a mulligan to have at least some form of interaction. Now, maybe you're not defensive or a mid-range deck that wants to do that, then you don't really care. Just go with your game plan and hope that somebody else deals with it. Which tends to happen a lot in the newer player account. And you end up just losing to the seat 1 that had like a good hand. Because if there's no interaction to stop you, you don't need the nuts. You just need a moderately okay hand. That being said, going down to 5 is never a bad thing. I would say just aggressively mulligan if you have to. There's always something in your deck that enables you to survive. I was in a game that had a Dargo that went down to 2. And they still, after many turns, won. Because no one interacted with them. No one pressured them at all. Very good game, though. Other than that, I'm going to jump off this topic for a little bit, and then we'll get back to mulliganing again. I think mulliganing is a lot simpler to do when I know the commander that you're attempting to mulligan for. That being said, if you really like the series, please make comment down below. Like, follow, subscribe. We're on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. And if you have any ideas for content, throw them in the chat or the comments down there, and I'll see if I can add them to the list. I've got a nice short list that's come up. All right. Thank you very much. Have a good rest of your day.